You see, my gorgeous Cancer, you are going to reach a quite important turning point when it comes to your life, and when it comes to October 2021 in particular. This is most certainly going to consist of you realizing exactly which readjustment, which sacrifice in your life do you need to make. It's to do with the going on the next step, but at the next stage, but at the same time realizing what exactly do you need to left behind. It's to do with an abandonment of the part of your life that no longer serves you, and karmically you have got nothing to do with this anymore. And when that happens, then it's just kind of making us feel negative, making us feel really dark and really down, until we realize by ourselves, and it's to do with us, it's to do with our spiritual journey, it's to do with our spirit, it's to do with our soul, it's to do with our karma. So many different spiritual things, come into play when it comes to this. But most certainly one thing is for sure, it's all down to you. It's all up to you, because as soon as you realize this, at the same time you surround yourself with this powerful spiritual armor that helps you so much along the way. And it's pretty much so to do with your personal security when it comes to your finances, when it comes to financial freedom, when it comes to doing very smart and important things throughout of October, that is actually going to reflect on the rest of your life, basically, because that in itself, it's almost immediately, as soon as you pay attention to what this is, as soon as you realize what this is, you will want to move on. But as soon as you do this, my gorgeous Cancerini, at the same time you need to realize that this is going to bring you an absolutely remarkable, mind-blowing change, quick, fast, swift change into your life. And you will see how much frustration you have been through, in particular when it comes to the last 12 to 24 months. This is all going to most certainly make sense to you, but also on another hand, it's going to be with a step in the right direction. My name is Sasha Bonasin, and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Cancer, and it's for October 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you, my gorgeous Cancerini, and it's for October 2021. And you do know that this month is going to be quite mind-blowing, because it is most certainly the most kind of like unusual, the most spiritual, the most powerful month of the year when it comes to that particular veil in between this world and the spirit world being at its thinnest. There is always like a rather thin veil in between this world and the spirit world. Of course, spirits are amongst us all the time, but what the difference in October is that the energy is so intense, and at the same time there are lots of spirits around us who do want to come through, who do want to come forward, who do want to be part of our lives, who do want to come through and help us, to guide us on the way. So at the same time, there is a little sign that you are going to have in between the 17th and the 31st of October. There is a very important sign that you are going to have, my gorgeous Cancerini, and that sign that you are going to have, it's going to come from somebody, from the spirit who used to be in your life, but it's going to happen in a very strange and bizarre and unusual way. So therefore, you're going to become aware of the situation that is so strange, and something is not going to seem quite right, but most certainly you will know what to do. This is going to mean to you quite a lot, because almost instantly you're going to become aware of an important answer when it comes to confirmation, and when it comes to the certain confusion that you've had at the time. When it comes to the actual number, it is the number 3 that is going to be your number this month. And this in numerology is a very powerful number, because it means that things are finally getting together in terms of you having an important outcome, an important accomplishment. There is a lot of energy that you have been putting towards something. So now, baby, this is most certainly going to be a payback time. And I'm very happy for you, because it's all about the progress Taurus, it's all about this absolutely mind-blowing motivation, which on another hand, you just most simply, you must not ignore any kind of motivation that you get, because there are going to be 3 different stages this month where you're going to feel so inspired, like, oh my Lord, like there is no tomorrow. And these inspirations are very sacred, and the inspirations are sacred. They come every now and then. So you're going to have 3 different opportunities in order to focus on it. For all these 3 things, you need to be aware of the fact that, you know, the longevity, some kind of longevity around it can put you off, but you must not let that put you off, because simply the best things in life, you know, they take time indeed. So this is what you need to understand, that your power of your mind is very strong and powerful. And even if you kind of like stand in between something just with your thoughts by saying to yourself, oh no, I don't like that, I don't want to do this, it's going to take too long. No, baby, no. Now you just need to open up yourself. In October, it's most certainly months to actually do it. So you are going to have a really powerful motivation, and I like it so much. This particular motivation that I'm talking about, it's going to cover the whole month of October. So there are 3 different things, you know, that are going to motivate you like there is no tomorrow. But then at the same time, you know, you need to understand that, you know, through your own bravery, you are also at the same time going to realize your own capacity, and your own capacity is also at the same time going to lead you towards your own success, because somebody very important in your life, like a loyal friend or loyal family member, like a loyal friend, really, you know, somebody who's very loyal to you indeed, it's also going to kind of tell you something, and this is also kind of going to confirm things to you, because you did not ask this particular question, but the way things are going to happen, you're just going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they just told me this, I can't believe he told me this, I can't believe she told me this. It's going to be like, oh my God, it's just so weird, I was just thinking about this. And this is something that doesn't happen just like, oh yeah, baby, you know, just like that, you know, weird, you know, like just like spontaneous, like, and there's nothing to it. No, baby, no, it happens for a reason, and this is because you challenge, this is to do with your own psychic channeling, but also at the same time with your own powerful vibration, thinking about something but getting response as well through somebody who's very close to you, who understands you, who loves you, who think of you very dearly. It is all going to make sense. So on another hand, you know, you're also going to be wondering whether the certain person is reliable in your life, and the answer to this is most certainly yes. Somebody whom you are like completely uncertain whether that person is reliable or not, you're going to come across a certain problem, and the answer to that is actually yes, and you're going to realize that in November and December 2021. On another hand, there is a very wise ooh la la. There is a very wise, powerful investment that you're actually going to make. Very powerful and wise investment. If you don't make that wise investment this month, you are going to become aware what a wise investment you are going to actually make. So it's going to be either way, because I can see the very strong connection with November and December when it comes to the actual October. It's very interesting, but then again, on another hand, we are slowly reaching the end of the year, so now things are going to get more intense, but in the best possible way, because you're going to find yourself like kind of achieving quite a lot, and a lot is going to be kind of right in front of you that you have been waiting for a long time, and most certainly you should just go for it. On another hand, you know what else I was going to say, this October, because all these energies are going to be like absolutely mental, but in the best possible way, because we have a Samhain at the end of October. On the 31st of October, it's Samhain. Some call it Halloween, some call it Samhain, but then again, at the same time, it's what I said before, when the veil in between this world and the spirit world, it's at its thinnest. So it's not only the 31st of October, but it's the 30th of October, and also 1st, 2nd, and the 3rd of November also going to be as significant. So you need to kind of pay attention to also if you've got like a certain signs, if you can smell like a certain person who used to be in your life, like a certain tobacco that they used to smoke or something, or certain food that they used to cook, or the certain perfume that they used to wear, you know, because there are going to be spirits that are going to be reaching out, but every single time they're going to try to pinpoint you towards a certain direction. So you need to pay attention to what was on your mind, what problem you were thinking about, and things like that. On another hand, going back on like a rather self-illuminating time, you are going to have the hermit mode, you know, and this is very important. And to actually have a hermit mode at the time of October, it's going to be mind-blowing, because there is so much that is going to come to you, and suddenly you're going to feel very firmly about a certain aspect of your life that you're in self-denial about. You just have to trust yourself. You have to follow your intuition. You have to follow your spirit, and it is not led you astray. Every like single thing that you do in this life, you know, you need to follow your own intuition. Sometimes, you know, certain people can be overbearing around us, because they can drain our energy, and they can be very strong, and they can kind of like put you off your own path a little bit. So that's why you just have to remember this, because this is going to be the powerful hermit moment that you're going to realize what exactly you're in self-denial about, and almost immediately something is going to happen. There is a certain portal that you will go through, and something is going to take an additional 52 days in order to happen. So you need to understand, one step at a time. It's pretty much so to do with you, the next step of your life. What do you need to be devoted to in terms of offering certain services and efforts, your energy towards a specific goal, because this is going to be something that is going to work absolutely brilliantly, absolutely superb when it comes to you as well. On another hand, there is going to be quite important family matter that you are going to have, an important family issue that you are going to have, that you are going to be part of. So you need to understand the situation, and someone is going to try to explain something to you, and you just need to see where these people are coming from, because there is something that got messed up a little bit along the way, and maybe just like made waters a little bit murky, so maybe you couldn't understand something completely. So there is a very important understanding that you are going to have. You need to understand to listen rather than talk, you see, very important indeed. On another hand, when it comes to the actual health, my gorgeous Cancerini, it is rather important for you as well to pay attention to your immune system. You need to boost your immune system, and my answer to this is just take like a natural dose of vitamin C, which would be like either organic acerola cherry powder, organic acerola cherry capsules, or organic camu camu powder, organic camu camu capsules. Both of these supplements are like a big mamas when it comes to the actual content of vitamin C. They're very, very high in vitamin C indeed. So you can go for either of those. And also, on another hand, what else do you need? Like a natural dose of vitamin D. I said, even if you're exposed to the sun every single day, I would still recommend a natural dose of vitamin D, because this is going to help you not only to boost your immune system, but it's also going to help you with your bones. Your bones are going to be quite sensitive, so this is something that is going to be quite beneficial for you as well, alongside natural zinc. So it would be organic acerola cherry capsules or powder, organic camu camu capsules or powder. It would be like a natural vitamin D, and it would be natural zinc as well. And this combination is going to be absolutely mind-blowing, and I would advise you to take this every single day. Okay, very important when it comes to you, my gorgeous Cancerinis, indeed. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor. You just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now going on the very first date, which is going to be quite important. But before I go any further, yet again, I would highly recommend you to wear something like, to get something like a chakra pendant. So important. And I mentioned this in my previous month as well. It's to do with like September, October, November, and December, because the energy is going to be like a little bit all over the place. But then on another hand, it's going to be good when it comes to finding out things, you know. But then at the same time, it drains our energy a little bit. And when our energy is drained, we don't respond in a way that we should normally respond. And that affects our choosing, that affects our options, that affects our way of thinking. So this is something that I would highly suggest you to wear throughout all these months, you know, because you're going to find it quite beneficial for your own personal balance. On one hand, it's going to help you to keep your feet on the ground, but then on another hand, it's going to help you to express yourself when you need it the most. This comes with the gorgeous chakra crystals and the gorgeous like a sterling silver setting and the sterling sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Cancerini, you're also supporting my channel as well. So the first date that I would like to talk to you about is going to be on the 2nd of October. Now the 2nd of October is just going to kind of like you're going to find yourself like on a little bit of crossroads, because you're going to be thinking, shall I do this or shall I not do this? But the answer to this, that is something to do with a poor risk, okay? So whatever is on your mind on the 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of October that is like giving you a little bit of headache and it's making you feel uncomfortable because you're going to find yourself like a really contemplating quite a lot, you know, my answer would be actually a little bit negative, because it's to do with the actual poor risk, you know, poor choice, negative choice. So this is something that you need to remove yourself from, okay? Because it's going to be the most beneficial for you in so many different ways, you know. But then on another hand, you know, this is something that it's also kind of caused you a little bit of negativity and anxiety lately, and then it made you so indecisive. And this indecisiveness that I'm talking about yet again, it's to do with you kind of finding yourself being like a little bit disorientated, and then it's just very difficult to kind of like a focus on your future, and then you're stuck in the moment until you get this wonderful opportunity, because you're gonna at the same time gonna realize that you know, something is just kind of some kind of wisdom, it's almost immediately going to come to you. So this is going to be brilliant, because it's almost like to do with like you kind of like maybe going to ask for advice, maybe talking to someone else. Something is going to come from someone else where there is going to be like some kind of confirmation. And this confirmation is also really important when it comes to the actual your own uncertainty and confirmation. And it's going to be absolutely brilliant, because you are slowly going to remove you're slowly going to remove yourself from the situation that no longer serve you. And this in itself is going to open you up so beautifully. And in fact, in between the 2nd and the 12th of October 2021, it's all about this new desire. It's all about this new inspiration that it's going to kick in. It's about this determination that you are going to have, and it's going to double up on so many different parts of your life when it comes to you having a strong willpower. So this is brilliant. Just remember, sometimes in life, it needs to get worse in order to get better. The life in itself, it's not meant to be easy, but it's all down to us, how we feel things, how we see things, how we connect to things, you know. The more you connect to yourself, the more powerful you are going to be. It's about your own spiritual journey. It's about your own spiritual power that can only come from within, nowhere else. So this is the desire, determination, and strong willpower that I'm actually talking about. And visually, you will be able to connect in between the 2nd and the 12th of October when it comes to like having very strong visual vision, you know, and that in itself is going to help you, make you realize that path. It's very intelligent, very clever choice that you will actually make indeed. And it's most certainly to do with your desire, will, and it's also within itself, it's going to bring an important resolution as well. The second date that is going to be quite important, my gorgeous Cancerini, it's actually going to be the 12th of October. The 12th of October, now, you know, just suddenly something is going to come to you. You need to pay attention from the very first moment you wake up in the morning. It's actually the 12th and the 13th of October. Both these days are like, oh my Lord, highly transformational days when it comes to you. But it's going to start on the 12th of October in the morning. You need to see how you feel as soon as you open your eyes. You may have a dream that is going to be like, oh my God, really weird, but it's going to remind you of something very specific indeed. But if you don't remember your dream, then also you just need to pay attention to what is the first on your mind. Something very interesting it's going to be on your mind, and that is going to turn into something really important later on. It's going to come from somewhere very, very wise, and it's also going to kind of be connected to the sound judgment, but also serene knowledge is going to be playing an important role here. You will know it's something to do with like a common sense, but then at the same time, it's like you're going to find yourself being rather spiritually penetrated, like there is no tomorrow. And that is going to help you to learn. This is all going to be the part of the learning process, you know. The certain hidden emotion is going to come to the surface, but then again, you know, at the same time, it's to do with your practicality, and you need to understand to be rather analytical. This is the time to be analytical, the answer to that, but also it's going to really be mind-blowing time, because it's going to help you to kind of edit and adjust certain part of your life that made you feel too frequently too restrained. And when we feel too frequently too restrained, then you know that something is not quite right, you know. But on another hand, it's to do the way out of this. It's about the unfinished business. Unfinished business, unfinished business, and unfinished business is going to be keep on coming back until you realize what this is. It's to do with the missing part of you. It's to do with your past. It's to do with your progress, but it's to do with what you're doing right now. Because until you realize this, your karma with this is not going to come to an end. So you need to pay attention to what this unfinished business is. And as soon as you realize this, that is going to put you in another like a contemplation stage, where you're going to realize, oh my God, there was some kind of missed opportunity in the past that you had because you took the wrong turn, blah blah blah. Don't let that confuse you, because that contemplation that you're going to have, it's going to be absolutely everything, because it's happening at the right moment, at the right time, and you will see just out of the blue something is going to come to you. In particular, when it comes to the resolution of the certain problem, it's to do with the conclusion, like, oh my Lord, it's going to bring you healing, it's going to bring you wonderful like a grounding energy, but also satisfactory result at the same time. You know, it's to do pretty much so with the compromise, but also an absolutely wonderful inspiration that you are going to have as well. It's brilliant, because also, you know, this delayed certain part of your life quite a lot. So this in itself, it's going to put like enormous smile on your face, my gorgeous Cancerini, indeed. What else I was going to recommend you is this little baby here, dry sage. You must dry sage your home. You just burn this, you know, smudge your home, walk into every single room in the house, close all the windows. You can say a little prayer, you can say a little affirmation, you can talk to your angel, you talk to your angels, you can talk to your guardian angels, you can talk to your like a spirit guides. Whatever you feel connected to, it's actually going to work for you, however you feel connected to. But it's important to actually close all the windows first, and then you smudge the home, and then you open all the windows, and as the smoke goes away, the negative energy goes away, and this is going to refresh you and your home equally at the same time. And even if you feel like a little bit, oh God, you know, like a little bit like weird for the next couple of days, that's brilliant. It means that you had like a certain amount of negative energy within you, and now this is going away. So this is just restoring balance in your life, and I highly suggest you to get this. And look, this is a quite big size, and if you would like to buy it from my shop, from my store, you just need to know that you are supporting my channel as well. The link is in the description below. Rather important for the month of October indeed. Okay, the third important date, my gorgeous Cancerini, it's going to be on the 31st of October. So of course this is the time of Samhain. It's like pretty much so the time to kind of pay attention to things around you, time to pay attention to in particular very intensely whether there is any spirit going to try to come forward. But on another hand, you know, if it does, spirit comes forward, you know, it's just going to kind of confirm the certain inspiration and potential, you know. I do see spirit coming through, I do see spirit coming forward, somebody who used to be in your life, somebody who used to be connected to you, but it's going to point you towards the actual certain potential. How that potential is going to come out of this spirit, you will see. It's going to be interesting, but you will be able to channel this much differently, which is going to kind of like make you even wiser and understand so much more than you normally would. So this is the difference when it comes to the Samhain and its power. On another hand, the 31st of October, it's going to bring you a wonderful inspiration, and the more you think about that inspiration, the more satisfied you're going to feel, and you're also going to become aware of a certain accomplishment, and that is going to happen at the right time. But also it's going to remind you that it's now an absolutely perfect time for the next step, you know. It is the time of connection and reconnection with really important people in your life, like people who mean to you the most. They are going to be playing an important role, because they will give you that energy, positive energy and power when you need it the most, in terms of inspiration, in terms of like you know, like things that you are thinking about, but you're kind of uncertain. So the people in your life are going to be playing an important role to you, because they will be confirming things to you along the way, because they will be very sincere indeed. On another hand, you know, it's to do with your practical knowledge, and it's also to do with your own strength, you know, and the next step, you know, because it's pretty much so to do with like a stagnation and a slow change, you know, in your life that affected you, and now suddenly it's going to be time to actually move on with your life. This is all going to be highly connected, because it's going to bring you a new window of opportunity that you're going to feel very deeply in your soul, very deeply in your spirit, and you will know this is something that you need to do. On another hand, a very important negotiation on the 31st of October. In fact, the 31st of October is going to bring you very important negotiation, and this is going to be brilliant. But it's not only the 31st, 1st, 2nd and the 3rd of November. You see, we're just going to November a little bit, tiny little bit. So these days are going to be really important when it comes to your own negotiations. If you do need to negotiate with someone, you know, the energy is going to be on your side. Things are going to come out of you spontaneously, but you will be doing the right things, and you will be saying the right things, and you're going to come up in a very powerful way, you know, and it's just most certainly things are going to work absolutely superb for you. So now, my gorgeous Cancerini, I'm just going to see briefly what to pay attention to in the first part of October, mid part of October, and the last part of October. On the first part of October, you know, it's all about you finding yourself really kind of very emotionally content, which is really brilliant. But then on another hand, people who you trust are going to be playing an important role. So if you find yourself like kind of uncertain, you know, if you find yourself like kind of like a not knowing, kind of like a confused about something, you know, just remember that people in your life are going to play an important role, especially people who you can trust, you know. Your final decision, finally what you do, it needs to come from you, okay? I said this many times, millions of times, it needs to come from you. But the people who you can trust are going to be playing an important role, because this is where you're going to be wondering, can I trust them? Can I trust them? Those people that you will be wondering about, you can trust. The mid part of October is just basically very important to reward yourself if you possibly can. You know, you need to pay attention to the balance in your life when it comes to your work, when it comes to things that you're worrying about, but also you need to remember to kind of reward yourself. This is very important indeed, okay? And never ever, just mid-October, you need to understand, you must never ever underestimate your ability, okay, to make your dreams come true. You must never underestimate your abilities to make your dreams come true. Just remember this, my gorgeous Cancerini. Please do remember this. The third part of October is just like a basically, my lord, you know, there are just so many things that are actually going to happen to you. It's just basically an important wisdom that you're going to receive. It's also at the same time going to be life-changing. Something is just going to come to you when you least expect it. Maybe you will be just like kind of meditating a little bit. Maybe you will just have a bit of like a lucid dreaming type of thing. Maybe you're just going to be relaxing and you're just going to dip into this really deep and powerful stage. When you least expect it, there is some kind of very powerful wisdom that you're going to achieve, that you're going to get, and it's really going to be mind-blowing time, because it's going to be like, oh my god, it's going to help you to connect the dots, you know, and it's almost not going to make sense. It's going to be unbelievable, but it's nothing necessarily to do with you. It's to do with lots of other things in life. It's going to be almost unbelievable, but it's going to be a crucial part of your process, because it's going to help you to connect these necessary crucial dots, okay? And now I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship, my gorgeous Cancerinis. You know, very important time, because you know it is like some kind of sacrifice and readjustment that you and your partner will need to make, and this is exactly what is going to happen. You're going to realize exactly what you need to do. You're going to realize exactly what adjustment do you need to make in order to actually, which readjustment or adjustment you need to make in order to have like a personal rebirth. You know, this is going to be some kind of decision that you're both going to make, that you're going to be able to do, to take on something that is going to happen much sooner sooner for both of you, and you're going to be surprised. But then again, this is going to be one of your karmic rewards as well, the ability to something that you wanted to do for a while, but at the same time you just need to remember, as the couple, you need to give a credit to yourself. Don't slow yourself down by thinking negative. You just need to remember to give a credit to yourself. Okay, when it comes to those of you that are single and ready to mingy my gorgeous Cancerinis, you see, it is just basically very interesting that, you know, one day in October, you're going to feel very strange, you're going to feel very bizarre, you're going to feel very unusual, and you're going to kind of be thinking about the negative stage and the negative aspect of your life, and you're almost going to be kind of like blaming yourself about something, and this is most certainly to do with relationships, and there is someone in particular that you need to let go. This is so important, because as soon as you realize who this is, the sooner you're going to find someone else. This can happen in two different ways. This really depends, you know, so you need to let this person go. So it's either going to be somebody from your past who's going to be keep on appearing, and you're giving them too much credit in your mind, in your energy, within your vibration, so you're not allowing yourself to set yourself free. So this is important. So who is this, my babies? It's down to you to realize. So you need to kind of let someone go. So it's either somebody from the past, or it's either somebody who you're going to actually meet, like, you know, October, and then maybe you will just see them, and their energy is going to be like just so strong and so powerful, and it's just going to be, you're going to be drawn to that person, but then it's not the right person, you know, for you. And that this is the little process that you will need to go through. By the time you get to November and December, this is the time when I see somebody quite special and very particular and very powerful and very significant walking into your life. But before that, you're going to need to realize who do you need to let go out of your life. And as soon as you realize this, the sooner your door, your love door, are going to be open. Okay, my gorgeous Cancerinis, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace, and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Cancerinis. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye. Mwah.